Hi to all. Today we discussing about the gastrulation. So what is gastrulation? So it is the development of gastrula. During the process, the single layered blastula is converted into double or triple layered embryonic stage. So it is called gastrula. So here, which is the single layered blastula is converted into double or triple layered embryonic stage. This phenomena is called gastrula. Here we can see it is the blastula. It is present with the single layered cell, and it is the gastrula which is converted into double layered. So here we can see two layers. So first one is the ectoderm, and the inner one is the endoderm. So this is the double layered embryonic stage called gastrula. So here three types of layers are formed. So one is the ectoderm, another one is the endoderm, and another one mesoderm. Okay, so this ectoderm is formed with the help of epiblast cells, and this endoderm is formed with the help of hypoblast cells, and this mesoderm will be formed with the help of mesoblast cells. Okay, so here ectoderm is the outermost layer, and endoderm is the innermost layer, and this mesoderm is the middle layer. Three types of germ layers will be formed during the gastrulation process. So during the gastrulation, the cells are completely rearranged and also recognized. So here these cells are very actively move from one place to another place. So these cells are moving one place to another place, and also these cells occupy a definite position in the embryo. These cells are occupy definite position in the embryo. So here these movements, that means the cells are moving one place to another place, okay, in the embryo. It's called morphogenetic movements, where the cells are moved to one place to another place. It's called morphogenetic movements. These morphogenetic movements are giving a definite shape to the embryo. That means these movements are giving a particular shape to the embryo. During the gastrulation, some metabolic and molecular changes will occur. So these metabolic and molecular changes are: one, oxidation, and utilization of glycogen, and utilization of yolk, and protein synthesis, and RNA synthesis, and gene activities. These are the metabolic and molecular changes during the gastrulation process. So one, oxidation. So here during the gastrulation, the cells move actively from one place to another place. Okay, so here there these movements, when they are moving to one place to another place, means these movements need some energy. That means they require some energy. So this energy is obtained by the embryo by oxidation of glycogen and yolk, etc. So which is which is the movements present in the embryo, they need or they obtained some energy. This energy obtained by embryo by oxidation of glycogen and yolk. Okay, so this oxidation means here this oxygen consumption is increased during the gastrulation process. And the next one, utilization of glycogen. So glycogen is one of the supplier of energy during gastrulation process. So here they obtained energy from the oxidation of glycogen. So here this glycogen is breakdown and directly proportional to the oxygen consumption. So when they need high amount of oxygen, at that time this glycogen breakdown also rapidly increasing. It is completely directly proportion to the oxygen consumption. For example, here this oxygen need in the high amount means this glycogen breakdown also rapidly increasing in that place. Okay, another one, utilization of yolk. Okay, so here utilization of yolk. So here this yolk is the main source of energy for development. Okay, yolk is the main source of energy for development. So here we can observe in the Prague and also Czech. Okay, so in Prague this yolk is enclosed with the endoderm cells. This yolk is enclosed with the endoderm cells, and this yolk platelet is dissolved in the cytoplasm. This solution, that means which is dissolved in the cytoplasm, the solution is used for the synthetic purposes. That means this yolk solution is used for the synthetic purposes. In chick embryo, so the yolk is enclosed by the yolk sac, and here the yolk is digested and absorbed by the endoderm cells of the yolk sac. This yolk is digested and absorbed by the endoderm cells of yolk sac. So here the two types of cells are there. One is the digested yolk, another one is the undigested yolk cells. So these digested yolk cells pass it to the blood vessels of yolk sac. This undigested yolk cells pass it to the blood vessels of yolk sac. These undigested yolk cells are absorbed by the endodermal cells, and these are passed to the blood. Utilization of yolk means yolk is the main resource of energy for development, and in frog this yolk is enclosed with the endodermal cells, and this yolk is dissolved in the cytoplasm, and this solution used for synthetic purposes. In chick, this yolk is enclosed by the yolk sac, and this yolk digested and absorbed by the endoderm cells of yolk sac, and here these digested yolk cells will be passed to blood vessels of yolk sac, and undigested yolk cells are absorbed by the endodermal cells, and these are passed to the blood. Next one, protein synthesis. Protein synthesis during the gastrulation, protein synthesis will be increased. Okay, during the gastrulation process, protein synthesis is increased. The main source for protein synthesis is protein yolk. The main source of protein synthesis is protein yolk. So here during the gastrulation, this protein synthesis will be increased, and at the same time in the cleavage, during the cleavage it is very less. Okay, so when we compare with the during the gastrulation and cleavage time, it is completely different. Okay, in gastrulation purpose the protein synthesizing is increasing, in the cleavage it will be very less when we compare with the gastrulation time and cleavage time. Next, RNA synthesis. So RNA is one of the important precursors of protein synthesis. This is one of the important precursors for protein synthesis. So protein synthesis is preceded by RNA synthesis. Protein synthesis is preceded by RNA synthesis. So here the egg is already synthesizing a small amount of RNA during the fertilization and cleavage period. So small amount of RNA synthesizing during the fertilization and cleavage time. So during the gastrulation, the production of new RNA is increased. During the gastrulation time, a production of new mRNA is increased. It is about the RNA synthesis. So RNA is important precursor of protein synthesis, and the protein synthesis is preceded by RNA synthesis, and the egg is already synthesizing small amount of mRNA during the fertilization and cleavage time. During the gastrulation time, the new production of new mRNA is increased. And the next one, gene activities. So the genes are dominant throughout the period of cleavage. So here some genes are completely express themselves during the gastrulation time only, not in the cleavage time. So here the genes are expressed in the gastrulation time only. Here we can observe in the sea urchin. So comparison between the Dendroster eccentricus and Strongylocentrus franciscanus. Okay, one is the Dendroster eccentricus and second one is the Strongylocentrus franciscanus. Okay, so here in the Dendroster, the egg cleavage rate is 29 to 30 minutes of duration to complete all cleavages. Okay, but here it will take 47 minutes. So here when the genes are active, okay, when the genes are active due to the synthesized protein only, okay, the gene expression or activity of gene identified by analyzing protein. Okay, this gene expression or activity of gene can be identified by the analyzing of the protein only. So the first one, gastrulation means the development of gastrula. During the process, the single layered blastula is converted into double or triple layered embryonic stage. It is called gastrula. So here three germ layers will be formed. One is the ectoderm, endoderm and mesoderm. Ectoderm is the outermost layer, endoderm is the inner layer and mesoderm is the middle layer. So here this gastrula has a cavity which is called archenteron or gastrocele or primitive gut. This gastrula has a cavity called archenteron, gastrocele, primitive gut. During the gastrulation, the cells are rearranged and recognized, and these cells are actively moved from one place to another place. These movements are called morphogenetic movements. These morphogenetic movements are giving a definite shape to the embryo. Oxidation. So here during the gastrulation time, the cells are moving one place to another place. For these movements they need some energy. Okay, this energy obtained by the embryo by oxidation of glycogen and yolk. And next one, utilization of glycogen. So here this glycogen is completely directly proportional to the oxygen consumption. That means this glycogen breakdown is directly proportional to the oxygen consumption. So when the oxygen consumption is very high, this glycogen breakdown is also rapidly increased in that place. Utilization of yolk means, so the yolk is the main resource for the energy for development. So this yolk example we have to see in the frog and chick. So in the frog, the yolk is enclosed with the endoderm cells. This yolk is dissolved in the cytoplasm. This solution is used for the synthetic purposes. In chick, this yolk enclosed by the yolk sac, and this yolk is digested and absorbed by the endoderm cells of the yolk sac. Okay, so this digested yolk passed to the blood vessels of yolk sac, and these undigested yolk cells are absorbed by these endodermal cells, and it passed to the blood. So protein synthesis, so during the gastrulation time, the protein synthesis is increased, and here this gas during between the gastrulation and cleavage time, when we compare with the gastrulation and cleavage time, so in the gastrulation time the protein synthesis will be rapidly increasing. And the next one, RNA synthesis. So here RNA is the important precursor of protein synthesis, and this protein synthesis is preceded by the RNA synthesis. So here this egg synthesizing the small amount of mRNA during the fertilization and cleavage time. During the gastrulation, the production of new mRNA is increased. Genetic activities means here genes are expressed themselves during the gastrulation time only. Okay, not in the cleavage time. So the genes are present in the cleavage time, but they not express themselves. They are expressed themselves during the gastrulation time only. So here we can observe in the Dendroster eccentricus and Strangulocentrus franciscanus. So here the egg cleavage rate is 29 to 30 minutes for successive divisions, and here it will take 47 minutes. So here when the genes are active, okay, when the genes are active, they synthesize protein, and the gene expression or activity of gene can be identified by analyzing protein. So it's about the gastrulation and metabolic or molecular events.